4-1, active third scramble in the descending zone.
4-1, Scramble, clear, Roger, and 35 altimeter descending on at 6.
Hello and welcome to today's flight. Today is January 10th, 2021. Today we're going to fly IFR from Tacoma Narrows Airport to Olympia Regional, and the purpose of this flight is to demonstrate the circle to land procedure. What we have in front of us here on ForeFlight is the circle to land procedure at Olympia. Let's take a look at the plate. So again, looking down here, this is designed for circling only, so you're not going to see any other categories listed on the plate. The circling minimum descent altitude is 880 feet for a Category A airplane, which is what we are. This is the MISP approach procedure, climb out to 4,200 on the 171 radial OLM. We're already going to be tuned to the OLM 171 because that's what the procedure calls for. MISP approach would climb out to 4.8 DME, which is Zimbu intersection, then right turn, climbing right turn to Olympia VOR and hold. The way we filed in PilotEdge, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that up here, we are connected to PilotEdge. This is the flight plan we filed, and it might be a little bit hard to read this. But so Tacoma Narrows, Olympia, via the Narrows 1 departure, direct Haber intersection, we filed 4,000, and that should be about a 30-minute flight. All right, let's go back to ForeFlight. Let's look at the profile view here. Now, so again, we filed direct Haber, so we should be getting vectors and then fly direct Haber. He'll probably get us down to 2,700 right here. So 2,700 above at Haber, and then you begin your descent down to 880 feet to the missed approach point, which is the runway threshold. That's a lot of altitude to lose in 4.8 miles. Then one of the reasons that they designed these circling only approaches, in this case it's the VOR Alpha, so it doesn't designate a runway, is because of two reasons. One would be the offset of the final approach to the actual runway. That's not the case here. Essentially, there's no offset. 171 is would line us up for runway 17 perfectly, or a steep gradient. In this case, the gradient is pretty steep. You have to lose a lot of altitude in a short amount of time. That's not going to be an issue for us today because we're going to be descending to the minimum descent altitude, again, of 880, and then this is what we'll be doing right here. So we're going to be coming in like this, and then we're going to request circle to land runway 26. So we're coming in on 17 just like that, and then we're going to make a left turn because it's left traffic for runway 26, and I'll show you that here in a second on ForeFlight. We're going to be flying a normal traffic pattern, come around and land runway 26. That's what we're going to be asked for. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't give that to us. Let's take a look at what the wind conditions are at the airport. Okay, so there we are, and it shows the runways here. So you can see right here is 26. So the winds are actually favoring 26 a little bit better right now than 17. So, and that checks with our ATIS. We'll give the ATIS another listen to before we take off. Seattle approach, Cherokee 742 at Romeo on the ground, Tacoma Narrows, IFR to Olympia, ready to copy.
742 at Romeo, Seattle approach clear to Olympia Airport, Narrow 1 departure, Haber, direct, maintain 4,000. Departure frequency 120.4 and squawk 3735, hold for release.
Okay, clear to the Olympia Airport via Narrows 1 departure, Haber direct, climb maintain 4,000. Departure 120.4, squawk 3735 and hold for release 7428 Romeo.
28 Romeo, redirect, hold, advise ready.
Wilco 28 Romeo. Seattle approach, Cherokee 742 at Romeo, number 1 for departure, ready for release.
Air 7428 Romeo, release for departure, clearance void if not off in 3 minutes, if not off in 3 minutes, advise intentions not later than 5 minutes, change to advisory frequency approved.
Okay, release for departure, void if not off in 3, switch to advisory, Cherokee 28 Romeo. All right, full power, engine instruments are in the green, power available for takeoff. And the airspeed indicator is alive. And airborne, climb at 85, runway heading 1,000. 4,500. Then climbing right turn 250. Going to our IFR panel view here. Departure frequency is dialed in.
Your 216, go turn left, lane 300.
Left heading 00, 216.
And up on 900.
TVO 17 Tango, clear as approach runway 17 and go ahead and contact tower.
Cleared for the visual, run 17 will contact tower 7 Tango Tango.
And rolling out on 2,000, or heading 250.
Salt Lake Tower TVO 7 Tango Tango is cleared on the visual runway 17.
Looks like we're in actual right
For
now.
7 Tango Tango, Salt Lake City Tower, advise established final runway 17.
We'll advise established final 7 Tango Tango.
Seattle approach Cherokee 742 at Romeo out of 2,700, climbing 4,000.
For 742 at Romeo Seattle approach, ident.
Ident.
Number 2 Romeo, I just gave you the radar identification from Olympia. You're on the departure if you're already, you're just following the departure to Haber. Do you have a approach request?
Yeah, we'll continue direct Haber. We'd like the VOR Alpha with circle to land 26, please, for 28 Romeo.
Number 742 Romeo, at Haber, clear VOR Alpha, approach, expect circle runway 26.
Okay, at Haber, clear VOR Alpha and expect runway 26, 28 Romeo. Alright, so since we're going to be, unless she gives us a clearance to a lower altitude, when we cross Haber right now at 4,000, we're way too high for the VOR Alpha approach. So what I'm going to do is, and I can't show you here because I don't have the screen mirroring feature up, but what I'm going to do is fly the published procedure, which is a procedure turn in lieu of, a hold in lieu of procedure turn. So basically I'm going to be flying the holding pattern at Haber and descent in the hold down to 2,700, which is what the approach plate calls for. So that's going to be the plan at Haber. Because she did clear us, she said to expect the VOR Alpha at Haber. So right now we're going to cross Haber at 4,000 unless she gives us a lower altitude. So that's the plan for now. Alright, so we're going to be crossing Haber 4,000 again, so we're going to have to fly the hold in lieu of procedure turn. I'll switch to tower and contact them at Haber. We're 1.5 nautical miles right now from Haber. And I'm looking at my plate here, and let's see, we're going to descend to 3,000 on the outbound, 2,700 on the inbound in the procedure turn. So that's the plan. And that's going to be a direct entry into the hold. 0.7 to Haber. Again, I wish you could see this on 4Flight, but it is what it is. I have to be able to talk to the controllers. 0.4 to Haber. And there's Haber. Start our descent. Start our stopwatch. And standard brake turn to the right. To heading 351. And here I have the 171. It's actually the 351 radio 171. It's going to be our inbound course tuned into the Olympia VOR.
Aspen Tower, Eclipse.
Okay, we're going to roll out on
Tango, clear at
351,
Alpha 4,
351
parking at
inbound.
Atlantic.
Eclipse 260, go taxi Atlantic via Alpha and monitor ground. Have a wonderful day.
Rolling out there and continuing our
Alright,
descent.
to the right via
Power back
Alpha
just a
and
little
monitor
bit more.
ground. Have a good one, thank you.
And I'm going to fly this outbound for 1 minute. There's 3,300.
9er Papa Victor, you look for a visual approach.
5 seconds. And right turn.
Tonic delivery Delta 1352 IFR to San
Intercept the
Francisco.
351 radio inbound.
Of our clearance.
We're going to continue our descent to
9er Papa Victor, I'm going to
2,700.
you to the left here, long way. Turn left direct Emume. I have no idea how to pronounce that, sorry. Echo Mike Uniform Mike Echo. Cross Emume at 10,000 or
200
above.
to go.
Cleared, ILS runway 23 approach.
There's the 171 coming in to the station.
9er Papa Victor, and remember the altitude, make it 1,000 or above 11,000.
I'm going to fly past that radio just a little bit.
1352 IFR San
A
Francisco.
little bit outside of it. And over the tower.
Delta 1350, Salt Lake City, clearance, clear to San Francisco International Airport, Desert 1 departure, Battle Mountain transition is filed. Maintain 10,000, expect flight level 360, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.5, squawk 4553, do not exceed 230 knots after departure.
Yes, ma'am. Delta 1352, understand clear to San Francisco Desert 1. Battle Mountain transition is filed.
For that needle to come back in.
10,000, expect 360, 110, 135.5 on departure, 4553 on the squawk, and we'll maintain 230 on the climb until advised. Delta 1352.
Delta 1352, read correct.
Olympia Tower, Cherokee 742 at Romeo, inbound VOR Alpha approach.
Here's 7428 Romeo, Olympia Tower, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26, Cherokee 28 Romeo. Okay, now we're flying the needle and looking for Haber where we're going to begin our descent. Got 1 mile to go to Haber.
El Paso delivery, November 62 Bravo Delta is a DA62 slant to Golf with information Sierra requesting flight following to Tucson.
We're going to descend to not to the minimum descent altitude, but rather we're going to descend to pattern altitude, which is 1,200, and fly the pattern. So that's the goal from our present altitude. 0.3 to go to Haber. And there's Haber descending. 1,200. We're flying the needle right here.
Air 62 Bravo Delta, departure frequency 119.15, squawk 1703.
Departure frequency
Okay, flap
119.15 and squawk 1703, 62 Bravo Delta.
Tanks. Primers in and locked. Carpet off.
Air 2 Bravo Delta 1723 on the
Mixture sit full ridge. And switches
172
landing right.
on the squawk, 62 Bravo Delta.
Air 2 Bravo Delta recorrecting. Confirm you said you're DA62 and your cruise 8,500 to Tucson.
That's affirmative, 62 Bravo Delta.
Thank you. Air 56 Tango X-ray cancel Lake Center 125.57.
We're right just a little bit to capture that needle. Checking the directional gyro from precess.
Air 9 Papa Victor, notify is air between you and Evanston. Report after cancellation of Mr. Bridge Airborne. This frequency, you're on the ground within 5 minutes of landing on 122.2. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Needle's coming in, coming left a little bit. Hold that right there. See what that does for us.
Air 56 Tango X-ray Salt Lake Center, thank you.
Two miles to the missed approach.
El Paso, November 62 Bravo Delta is at Alpha 1 with information Sierra ready for taxi.
Okay, so we're going to put some power in here because we're going to fly. Basically, we're going to come out from under the hood right now because we need to have the runway in sight in order to properly execute.
Air 60 Bravo Delta El Paso
traffic
ground
pattern.
runway 8 right, taxi via Golf Mike.
Okay, there we go.
Golf Mike, 8 right, 62 Bravo Delta.
200. So that's 17. The crossing runway's
Air
26.
5 Papa Victor for cancellation is received. Squawk V4 frequency change approved.
Visibility's okay. It's just kind of hazy. So we're going to cross midfield and then enter into the left downwind for 26, which is the runway to our left there, the crossing runway to our left. Crossing the runway now. And getting ready to enter into our downwind turn to the left. Wait just a little bit longer here. Downwind turn. Since we're visual now, I'm just going to turn 20 degrees. Rolling out on the reciprocal. There's the runway. Looking for the threshold. There's the threshold, power back to 1500. We're already at flaps 1. I'm going to descend here at 90. Dead airspeed up to 90 there. Looking for the 45 on the threshold. A little more. There's the 45 left turn. And 20-degree bank angle. Hold 85. Rolling out. Flaps 2. And turning final. Flaps 3.
El Paso Tower, November 62 Bravo Delta, holding short at Mike for 08 right, ready for departure.
Two Bravo Delta, Paso Tower on
here.
course approved, runway 8 right, clear for takeoff.
8 right, clear takeoff, 62 Bravo Delta.
Olympia Tower, Cherokee 742 at Romeo. Holding short runway 35, request right turnout and parking small transient.
Number 2 Romeo, you can exit onto runway 17, back taxi runway 17, exit right, Bravo to Echo to the ramp.
Okay, right on 17, then Bravo Echo to the ramp, Cherokee 28 Romeo. Okay, here's our flight. Let me show you what we got going on. We're going to shrink this down here to show our flight path. And there we are departing Tacoma Narrows via the Narrows 1 departure, which calls for runway heading climb out 1,500, then climbing right turn on heading 250, either to 2,000 or your assigned altitude, which we were cleared to 4,000, so we continued our climb here. Confirm that we were cleared direct Haber intersection, and there's our turn direct Haber, and here's Haber intersection. Hold in lieu of procedure turn 351 outbound, 171 inbound. So we intercepted the 351 radial inbound on heading 171. Flew that down to pattern altitude, which is 1,200. And then here's where we entered the traffic pattern for 26, which is right here. So we crossed 26, made a left turn to the downwind, flew the downwind, base leg, and then final. And that's where we parked that small transient. So that's the circling to land procedure, the VOR Alpha. That's what it looks like on the plate. So that's it. I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the circling to land procedure. It's not something commonly used because for the most part they have RNAV procedures into just about every runway. Nonetheless, it's good to practice it from time to time. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you again next flight.